Good evening, everybody. This is a Harp Everwood, and hopefully today I can break out of that hell that is Puxatawney, Pennsylvania. I'm resorting to extreme measures, mostly shooting stuff, and happy Groundhog Day, Duke Moose. I'm resorting to extreme measures, and by extreme measures, I mean a $40 cosplay off Amazon, and weird Germanic magic. Because apparently the magic I've been doing doesn't work to help me get out of this hell that is Pennsylvania. And sorry, maybe my voice will actually recover too from the yelling. I think it's a bit better than it was yesterday, which is a bit better than it was the day before. But since none of those streams exist because it's the same day, you haven't noticed my slow improvement. Although it is kind of weird how the 2 day shipping worked. It's very weird how the 2 day shipping worked. Okay, actually, can you hear me? Because I'm in a different room with different acoustics, and also my mic is like twice the distance from me than it was the previous few days. Because again, extreme circumstances. Oh, also I need to replace that string. This string up here is broken. Okay, I might need to hold on a bit. This is gonna be a little bit awkward because I have to actually move the microphone out. I will be right back though. And by right back, I mean I'm going to the other side of the table. Okay, can you hear me now? Yeah, can you hear me now? Yeah, I guess the harp is loud because I actually have it hooked up to my guitar amp. Okay, good. Maybe I just need to move closer to it too. In that case, I can also bring my little side table with my gun and the target. Yeah, I probably should learn more harp appropriate music. Although that actually works very well on the harp for some reason. It's amazing how well that works. Oh, I think that's the problem. It's an F sharp. Of course, the levers on this harp are kind of garbage. I might need to actually fine-tune this one. Okay, that is the best part about having a harp. It's just... But of course, I don't think harp playing alone will be enough to vanquish that damn rodent. So what we need is to actually shoot it. Why isn't this coming out? So, SDG Mag. Well, SDG, the 22 clone. Because, of course, I'm not made of money. Plus, I mean, it's a Groundhog. 22 should be more than enough. And also, I bought some, the real reasons I bought some 22, like a 22 spinner from that was on clearance at Tractor Supply. So I kind of want to play with that. I've been busy this week dealing with the Groundhog Day. So I haven't had time to practice. Well, dealing with that, and I also bought a wood stove. So I haven't had time to try out my new 22 spinner. So remember, you're pro. Because safety first. all I can say is that batch of Aquila had a lot of duds. I guess this batch, had a lot of duds. Yeah, it's just hard not to that. If you have a harp, that is the best part about having a harp. That is, like, hands down the best part about having a harp, is being able to do that. Okay, I need to stop just... In my defense, I haven't touched this harp really since I moved in. So, actually, since I moved here. So today actually was like the first time I've tuned this in way too long. So I guess we're doing Sayaka's theme more. what might also help? Channeling the environment. And nothing says Pennsylvania like Yingling and arson. But we can't do arson here. Unfortunately, we can't arson the town. It's not like Valparkus Nacht is coming, because that's the end of April. I really need to stop doing this, but I don't see how you can't. I don't see how you can avoid doing this. Maybe if I wake up, if I do this enough, I'll end up waking up from the nightmare that is Pennsylvania. Maybe. Although it does have Yingling. I suppose that's good. Worst case scenario, I just drink Yingling the whole time. That's probably for the best. That is absolutely for the best. But I also have this, I also got a local grimoire, which might help me escape. But unfortunately, it's in German. Like, it's even printed in Fraktur. Which, if you aren't used to reading Gothic scripts, can be an absolute bitch to read. Well, actually, there's some parts in Antiqua scripts. So, yeah, that made it a little bit difficult. But luckily, since I'm in Puxatawny, there's some Amish. I was able to get help. Amish. I was able to get help. But they looked at this book and then they cursed. Yep, they didn't curse at me. They just were angry. Because I guess it is a spell book. So then I went into some Mennonites. They did the same. I finally found an Anabaptist who was able to translate this for me because I might have bribed him. But unfortunately, they wrote it in current. They wrote the translation in current. Ein Kunst für zu Aschen auf Wasser. Solreib. Wait, is that Solreib or Scribe? Schrieb. Oh yeah, that's Schrieb. Schrieb folgend. Oh wait, that's not the spell. That's just the instructions on what to do with the spell. Oh wait, no, that's the beginning part isn't the spell. That's just the beginning part isn't the spell. That's just what the spell does. The spell says nothing about escaping from a time loop caused by a magical rodent. But it uses the Sator square, which is pretty well known. Yeah, it's right there. Oh wait, they didn't actually translate the whole thing. They forgot the incantation. I've been swindled. My attempt to escape this hellhole has been swindled by a damn Pennsylvania Dutch. And I can't speak German. And I'll be honest, Fraktur or just Gothic scripts, you'd think I'd be used to reading them. But the combination of it being in a language I don't speak. Yeah, they forgot to. My translator forgot to translate the Sprick also. Wait, yeah, that's a long S. Sprick also. Die Wund verbend ik in Dreadnamen nimmst on euch nimmst. Glyph Wasser Schwinden Geschwollt und alles, was der geschwult Schaden mag sein in Namen der. Yeah, I can't speak German. I can't even pronounce it right. And trying to do it, and apparently this is a very, very specific dialect. It's Pennsylvania German. So that just makes it harder. My attempts to escape this hellhole through magic, through local magic, have failed. I swear, if that damn rodent starts doing that weird dance, I'm gonna shove some C4 down its fucking hole. At this point, I don't care if it's the wrong Bill Murray movie. If it works on burrowing gophers, it should work on burrowing groundhogs. That's it. That's his problem in the Groundhog Day movie, is he didn't go full Caddyshack on the groundhog. That's the problem with the movie. He just continued. Okay, well, he did steal the groundhog and drive off a cliff, but he didn't go full Caddyshack. Which is just the completely wrong approach. He should have went full Caddyshack. You always go full Caddyshack when dealing with rodents. Okay, actually, last time I had a problem with groundhogs, I just set traps. But I went about that the wrong way. I should have went full Caddyshack. Except they were burrowing under the house, and I kind of like having a house. Maybe if I try shooting more, that might solve the problem. Yeah, I may not have the means or the easy means to go full Caddyshack on the rodent, but I do have the means to go full. No, I don't. All I have in here is some Wimping 22, and I guess also several black powder weapons, and I guess M1 carbine stuff, and I guess 45 long Colt. Some 9mm, some 7.7 Jap, some 22 shorts. Okay, actually, I guess I have a lot of ammo in here, and I also have the other room with more guns. But since I got that 22 spinner, I'm gonna go with I'm just gonna go with 22 long rifle. Now time to put my Pro in and shoot some steel. I figured I haven't been giving my microphone enough of a workout. And there's just something so fun about that. Just do that, and it makes like a cool noise. Like seriously, harps are just, they're such cool instruments. I wish I could actually play it, but I wish I could actually play the harp. But this is pretty fun. I would actually describe this as very fun. And let me check on something quickly. Actually, I probably should listen to them. Actually, I'll let the smell of gunpowder. It's not good smelling gunpowder. It's aguila. It's Mexican gunpowder. Yeah. I'm hoping this is the last day. I'm hoping this is the last day stuck in this time. Excuse me. I'm hoping this was I guess I'm just hoping this is the last day stuck in this time loop. So I guess I'm lifting up a bit. Maybe who knows, maybe my maybe anything I eat in the time loop won't transfer over, which means that I can pick out on fries. I mean, the time loop, of course. But the same time loop I've been stuck in for a couple weeks now. I mean, you don't know about the time loop? I mean, quite frankly, the time loop is astounding. Time is fleeting. Madness takes its toll. Okay, having an air fryer is absolutely dangerous for elves, I'll be honest. But in my defense, actually this cosplay, for how much I paid, it could be a lot worse. I mean, it's not perfect. I bought the largest size I had available, and it doesn't fit perfectly. Actually, it's very, very tight across the chest, because I guess well, yeah, I guess certain measurements are kind of obvious after the last two streams. But you didn't see the last two streams. But yeah, the bust on this is, even with the sports bra instead of a regular bra, it's still really tight. It's actually pretty loose around the waist. But yeah, the bust. But as far as like super cheap cosplays go, I've seen a lot worse. I mean, again, it's not great, but it's not horrible. It took me like about an hour to iron out all the worst of the wrinkles. And I may have accidentally scalded myself with the iron. Actually, that's just kind of a happens pretty often. Especially if you do a lot of like tailoring and other work. That involves a lot of work, like pressing and steaming. This wasn't clumsiness, it's an occupational hazard. But yeah, I kind of, if only they had one size up. If they had one size up, then I would just be able to put in a few darts to take it in at the waist, and it'd be perfect. But no, it's made for people who are boards. That's the best way to put it. If you're like a board. It would be the perfect fit. I mean, I suppose the character is actually really young, so I suppose that does make sense. Oh no, I probably should like wash my hands before. What magical girl is that? What magical girl is that? I considered getting a mommy cosplay, but I didn't want to get ahead of myself. I will curse you. Hold on. I'm sure there's a curse. Oh wait, that's fine. I'm sure there's a curse in the spellbook somewhere. If only I could read German. Or rather, if only I could read the very specific German dialect that is in this spellbook. Okay, to be honest, the person I've translating it isn't actually Pennsylvania Dutch. To break the character for a bit. They speak regular German fluently. But Pennsylvania Dutch is kind of it's based off it's kind of like a French Canadian, except more obscure. It's based off of like older Southern German, I've been told. So apparently it's not the easiest to translate if you speak modern German, like modern German. Pennsylvania German is not as good, or not as easy. It can be a bit of a bitch, apparently. Which kind of sucks, because there's supposed to be a recipe for beer in here. And that's gonna be a stream I'm gonna do at some point, probably in spring. Doing a stream where I brew something from a 19th century German language spellbook. I am 100% going to do that. I will curse you someday. I will absolutely curse you someday. I mean, I haven't practiced this thing in almost a year, if I'm gonna be honest. But for some reason, the practice I did for Bad Apple just got stuck in my brain. More than Palestine Elite did. Although since our theme seems to be like older German, I suppose Palestine Elite fits better. I suppose I am on a holy crusade against this damn groundhog. So I suppose Palestine Elite fits perfectly. Yes, this is my groundhog. I don't know why, but the sound of silence just seems to fit Humura. Hello, darkness, my old friend. You know, sorry. Rar. Also, I just realized I actually do have this hooked up to an amp. But that also means I could run pedals. I could run this through pedals. Like, imagine distorted harp. I might have to do that. I shouldn't, but I might have to do that. Oh, I still need to replace that string. I believe this is C4, this is C5, this is C6, so this would be A6. The string that's broken. It's all the way up here. Okay, actually, I will be right back. I have to step out for a bit for, I guess, reasons related to sleeping in and needing a lot of coffee to get running this morning. I won't go into too much more detail. Sorry about that. I just had to step out for a bit. Yeah, these shoes do not go with this cosplay. I already know that. Yeah, I had to put this on. Yeah, the hard part of doing a stream with the harp is fighting the urge to just have the whole stream being. It's a beautiful way in the world today. Making your way in the world today takes everything. Wait, that's not what we're thinking. Something about you don't know what to do with those tossed salads and scrambled eggs? No, not that one. Trying to think. I had a list of songs I wanted to try playing, but as soon as I started the stream, I just forgot most of them. I know Scarborough Fair. Well, no, that's one that I used to practice back when I actually was remembering to practice harp. Wow, that... God, what was the song? What was the song? I have no idea what the song was. Was it a Simon and Garfunkel song? It might not have been. I guess I don't have the best memory at times. I don't know if I've gotten better enough to actually sing, but what are the lyrics? Dolce dem jolie. Okay, let's see the translation of the lyrics. Sweet, lovely lady, for God's sake do not think that any has sovereignty over thy heart but you alone. For always without treachery cherished have I you, and humbly have all the days of my life served without base thoughts. Alas, I am left begging for hope and relief, for my joy is at its end without your compassion. Sweet, lovely lady, but your sweet mastery masters my heart so harshly, tormenting it and binding in unbearable love, so that my heart desires nothing but to be in your power, and still your own heart renders it no relief. Sweet, lovely lady, and since my malady healed will never be without you, sweet enemy, who takes delight in my torment, with clasped hands I beseech your heart that forgives me, that it mercifully kill me, for too long have I languished. Dolce dem jolie. of course, the song is meant for a soprano, and yeah. So this version is a bit too high. Wait, no. Oh, yes. Yes, it is. Oh, wait, no, this one's a bit different than how I was doing it. Like, I'm just playing with, like, all just... Yeah, this one, it has... a B flat. I suppose another way I could do that is just manually tune that to a flat, but no, it also has sharps that would be annoying to deal with. Actually, no, I could do it that way. It's not the easiest way to do it. But there's also the fact... Oh wait, actually, yes, I could do it that way. Sorry, I'm talking to myself. Oh, it's a very famous song. Damn it. Apparently it's hard to actually find the original version I'm looking for, like the medieval version. Because unfortunately, apparently there's a character who named Oriana from The Witcher, which makes it hard to find the original. Fucking video games. Yeah, I guess I'm sticking to pretty medieval music. Okay. I guess I'm mostly just practicing harp. And occasionally shooting. My attempts to escape through Pennsylvania Dutch magic have been thwarted by an incomplete translation. Because they translated the instructions for the spell, but not the incantation. My translator. Because I have this big Germanic spellbook, or this big Pennsylvania Dutch Braucherei spellbook. But I don't speak German. I especially don't speak Pennsylvanian German. So I'm kind of at a loss. Yeah. I mean, I do kind of, actually, the Madoka Magica soundtrack is pretty good. I mean, that song just makes you feel like being stupid. So stupid. Oh, thanks for this. Oh, thanks for the sub, Yellows. Yeah, it just makes you imagine, like, dissolving into sea foam. Okay, that's not what's supposed to. Yeah, I kind of... Well, okay. The previous times I did the harp streams, like, way, way back at my old house, I never did it with the camera on, because my old setup was not suited for that. But for this time, initially it's like, well, wait, how am I going to do the harp with a camera? And it's like, wait, because I kind of had to do the camera because part of this was I'd be in cosplay for some sort of cosplay for, except no, you didn't see the previous cosplays because it's the same day. It's still Groundhog's Day. But I've been trying a different cosplay every day to try and break out of this annoying time loop. And I don't know, I'm feeling good about this one. This one just goes above and beyond. You know, I really need. Okay, you know, I really need. I need a Alice cosplay, like from Toho Project. I'll be honest, I don't actually remember. I don't play Toho, so I don't know what game that Bad Apple's from. But I want an Alice cosplay. Alice or Patchouli. Pretty much any of like the book obsessed characters. Oh, Kosuzu. Except no, Kosuzu's actually yeah, I wouldn't want to be Kosuzu. Kosuzu runs a store. And running a store means interacting with people. So like a Patchouli cosplay. That would be perfect. Hi, I'm Patchouli Knowledge. I may seem all gloomy, but I listen to hip hop and stuff. Trying to remember if it's like, wait, have I ever actually worn a Toho cosplay on stream? It's like, yes. One time. Oh, actually, during my birthday stream. I ended up cosplaying Hicadia. Which, I don't know if I get away with cosplaying Hicadia while playing the harp. Because you may notice, like, a main issue with playing the harp with a short skirt. I mean, if this was like a floor-length skirt, then it'd be fine. It would just push in between the skirt. But if you're wearing a shorter skirt, it pushes things up. And nobody wants to see that. So, yeah, the Hicadia skirt I have is even shorter. Mainly because I kind of just quickly threw together the cosplay. Like, I just bought a bunch of cheap fabric that looked like a plaid that was close enough to Hicadia. Like, I bought it online because it was cheap and it looked close. I get the fabric, and it's like this super, super thin cotton. I had so much of the fabric left that, like, the way I did the skirt, I have, like, enough of that fabric left that I just use it, like, whenever I need, like, a cotton rag for anything, like, cleaning, I just grab that. Which means, but the fabric, it was, like, apparently it's the same kind of fabric used for, like, men's boxers. Which just makes it look like I have, like, tons and tons of torn up men's boxers. Because of the fabric I used for that cosplay. And the fact that I've been using the scraps from that cosplay for cleaning for a while. Like, actually, at this moment, I'm not going to grab it because it's covered in printing ink. But yeah, I guess that's the other thing is this room. I do kind of need to clean up because the last thing I did in this room was printing, and I kind of just left all everything where it lay. I think I did leave that stream up, but as long enough ago that kind of just like cycled out. So that stream didn't stay up. Well, okay, it stayed up until it didn't. Unless I forgot to actually put it public as a VOD. Which might have happened. Because I guess I have a bad habit of after I've had a few beers, of liking to listen to music while streaming. Which means that Twitch kind of throws a bitch fit at you. And it's gotten to the point where it just automatically is like, okay, enough of your streams get copyright, not actual like striked. Enough of your streams trip our bot that we just automatically set them to not auto-publish once they're over. Which means that if I want a stream to be up, I have to actually manually publish it after the stream. And since I don't have the best memory, that means even if a stream is okay to stay up, I often just forgot. Yeah, I'm told I can be a bit of an airhead. Or clumsy. Or both. Actually, I know I'm clumsy. That's why I'm glad why this cosplay has tights, because there's bruises on my knees from tripping and bumping into stuff and whatnot. Oh wow, the amp really doesn't like that note. And that note in particular. So, I guess there's that. Wait, I don't know what that is. I just said, I guess there's that. I will say one thing. This is a bit easier on my back than playing the accordion. Because I'm not carrying the whole weight of the harp on my back. Or on my shoulders. I just have the harp. It is 100% a problem with the pickup. Okay, that was bad. That was very bad. I guess I need to be careful with turning the amp up too high. Especially too close to the pickup. Okay, actually at this point, I'm just having fun playing around with the amp settings. I am very cultured. I am super cultured. I am the cultured-ish. I'm sorry, cultured-ist. Okay, actually, I probably should have, sorry, that actually is my earbrow. One more go at... Okay, it's not a Groundhog, it's just a 22 spinner I got on clearance at Tractor Supply. But it's fun. And also it's starting to get colder, so I probably should close the window before it gets super cold and my heating bill goes super up. So I will be right back because I need to shoot. So this time I'm using like an original like Ruger, like the Ruger 22 pistols, like one of the older ones. So we're just gonna do a little bit of plinking before the sun. Actually, not for the sunsets. Mostly just before it gets too cold. And close the window. We're not doing a drunk shooting stream. We're doing a shooting stream before I get drunk. And hopefully by this time tomorrow, I won't be stuck in a time loop. Well, okay, hopefully there is a tomorrow. Instead of just today repeated. That's what I'm hoping. Let's hope for the best. Okay, that was fun. I mean, of course it was fun. Now I do think of... Oh. It's amazing. Okay. Like, it's kind of amazing, like, how cool, like, actually being able to plug this into an amp is. Because actually today is, like, the first time I really tried it. Mainly because it's like, oh, wait, the harp is pretty quiet. I don't know if you'll be able to hear it. It's like, oh, I know. I have those very cheap pickups that I bought. I wonder if those will work. So I attached them. Like, they came with, like, sticky tape. They were, when I say cheap, I mean cheap. like, actually the protective cover fell off midstream. But actually, I probably should let you know what it sounds like with this amp off. Sorry about that. I mean, it boosts it just enough to make it like a lot more easy to hear, which is kind of what I was going for. Although, if I get some like distortion pedals or like some sort of like pedals, I could do like a lot more interesting stuff. Of course, I need to actually learn how to play this thing, besides just simple like finger picking melodies, because there's like chords and stuff too. Not sure if I like that version. Sorry, it's just fun playing around with it. It's very fun playing around with this. I shouldn't be having this much fun playing around with this. Oh, that could be fun. too much with the left hand. Not the best playing, but I have been practicing this in forever. I really need to practice this because it is such a cool sounding instrument. Like, I just love the sound of harp. I mean, guitar is fun too, but if I'm trying to lure in I need to rethink my wording. I guess if I'm in the woods, minding my own business, and have people who happen to make a nuisance of themselves, Harp is the way to go. I said nothing about luring in victims. Actually, that's a good idea. Okay, came up with an idea for what I should do on the 14th. For the day of St. Valentine's. I should do, like, romantic songs. You know, songs that remind you of romances. Of, like, great romances. Because I have a few of them. For example, in my mind, as somebody who's lived a bit longer than you all, by about 300 years, and that's my story and I'm sticking to it, that is a very romantic song. That song is just peak romance. Like the images it brings to mind. What are the lyrics? Again. Nu all rest liebe mich ich mir werd, sit min sündig Euges zieht, das Land und auch die Erd, der Mann so will, geht. Es ist geschehen, dass ich bat, ich bin kommen an die Stadt, da Gott menschlichen trat. Sonja Land weg unter so ich der noch han gesehen. Okay, I do not speak German. I especially do not speak High German. You thought the Pennsylvania Dutch was out of date? But that is a very romantic song. That song is peak romance. It just brings to mind, like, the older romances. Like, Astolfo and his horse Hippogriff flying to the moon to regain Roland's lost wits. Or Ogier the Dane and the rest of Charlemagne's paladins. And of course, Roland himself and his great horn Olifant, which unfortunately was broken asunder against the forehead of a Saracen. Before he was finally slain, defending the mountain pass. Actually, that's what I should do. I should practice my French pronunciation and do a reading of the Chanson de Roland That would be that would be the most romantic thing I could think of. If I'm going to stream on the 14th, I need to make it romantic. And nothing is more romantic than tales of chivalry and knights questing and defending Christendom. I guess also, in my defense, it's okay for me to like stories from that era of Europe, because they didn't really go full on into burning witches until like the 14th century. Seriously, like several of Charlemagne's paladins are just doing magic. Well, there's Merlin. Then again, if you compare it to the Tales of King Arthur, which they were definitely inspired by, yes. I'm sorry that somebody trying to get out of bed had to listen to relaxing harp music. I actually set my alarm. Despite staying up yesterday was very, very long. I had to get up super early because I pretty much had to drive across the whole state to try and escape the cursed town that is Puxatawny. It didn't work. But I was just super tired by the end of yesterday. I just passed out. Passed out when I actually laid down to go to sleep. And then I woke up at 6 because I wanted to check to make sure that time hadn't just looped back. But unfortunately my VOD disappeared at 6. So I found myself having to stream today too. Yesterday being Friday and today being Friday. It was weird. I checked before going to bed. The VOD was up. I woke up. The VOD was up until 6 hit. And then the VOD was gone. Oh yeah, naturally I stayed up a bit after the stream drinking. But yeah, just that was the most disheartening thing, checking to see if the VOD was still up. Getting up at 5:55, then watching it as it just disappears. And that was the most frustrating. Knowing that it wasn't enough to help me escape from this cruel fate. And the spell didn't get translated, but maybe playing Harp will put this foul Groundhog beast to sleep and let me continue on with my life without this cursed Friday going on forever and ever, with this fucker not seeing his shadow. You know what? He deserves way more than that. I have to step out for a bit, then I'll probably have one more beer. I need to step out to check something, to make sure the toilet works in the bathroom. Totally that. I'm just making sure it works. Nothing more. I'll be right back. I do have a book on the Legend of Roland. See? It's only the 4th, and I'm already getting ready for the Valentine's Day stream by celebrating tales of defenders of the faith such as Saint Valentine, and other such exalted members of the church, such as the Holy Roman Emperor Charlemagne, not to be confused with the random German who started calling himself Holy Roman Emperor, which was a little bit different. Yeah, the actual Holy Roman Empire was neither holy nor Roman, which is just funny. I know some history buff is gonna just tear me apart for saying that. But yes, so I'm already getting ready for the Valentine's Day stream. I'm on top of that. Get all these streamers who talk about doing romantic stuff for Valentine's Day, but none of them would ever consider taking up a sword to defend Christendom. I'm going to do Valentine's Day right. And by right, I mean risking being canceled for spouting pro-Christian stuff because I think it's funny. To be very funny because I'm a pagan. Actually, I did that, like, back when I was at my old place and had unlimited internet and could do, like, movie watch-alongs. I did do promo art for one of my movie watch-alongs where I did a watch-along of the Kingdom of Heaven. So there's art there that I did dressed as a Templar. Which I suppose, considering what happened to the Templars, me being burnt at the stake would fit things. I didn't do anything the Templars were accused of doing, besides not worshipping the Judeo-Christian God, but that's besides the point. Yeah, plus, nobody wants to be stuck in a desert. Deserts are just kind of... I mean, the best way to put it is patrolling the Mojave almost makes you wish for nuclear winter. Can't even imagine doing that in metal mail. I mean, just desert with heavy plates is bad enough. Like, doing it in, like, actual, like, medieval armor. Well, okay, that's why they had surcoats. That's exactly why they had surcoats. Was so that the metal just reflected off the surcoat. Or no, the heat from the sun reflected off the surcoat instead of the armor. And actually that had, like, a major effect on European fashion too. Especially around, like, the first few Crusades. Where the knights... Okay, and if I ever say anything that's inaccurate, let me know. But from my memory of it, the knights wore surcoats because of the sun in the Holy Land. And they came back and they were wearing surcoats over their armor. And then surcoats ended up finding their way into women's fashion through that. So from around the time, you'll see, like, upper class women, of course, because having random extra garments is kind of not something poor people would do back then. They would wear surcoats as for fashion. So you'd have your kirtle, and you'd have a surcoat over it. Because first the knights did it, then it trickled to, well, sort of like high heels. High heels were originally military wear. Because if you have stirrups, the heel catches on the stirrup. So if you're mounting your horse, then that stops you from accidentally putting your foot too far into the stirrup. Also, it adds a bit of boost for the height. So if you're a manlet, which I know there's manlets out there, and I'm judging you for being short, but yeah, it just found its way into women's fashion. It's probably for the best that cod pieces didn't do the same. Although if you think about it, cod pieces were actually a very practical garment, initially. Yes, I suppose I do have strong opinions on cod pieces. Which I suppose is... Considering I'm sitting here in cosplay playing a harp, nobody should be surprised. I mean, at this, yeah, nobody should be surprised by the opinions I have on clothing. Unless they disagree and can back themselves up, and then you might convince me to your way of thinking. Oh wait. Something feels different now. Let me check my calendar. Oh shit. I think that fixed it. Yep, that fixed it. Whatever that song was seemed to fix it. Huh, that's weird. Well, looks like the problem's solved. However, I still have a bit more beer, so I'm going to play for a bit longer. I wonder what was different. I wonder... Huh. I guess my problem has been solved. I'm no longer in a time loop. That's pretty amazing. I do have to wonder if that would have worked if I'd done it on the accordion. I am free. I am finally free. This stupid groundhog will torment me no more. We are good to go. We are free. I can finally return to trying not to break through into... I have broken through the time loop somehow. I don't know how, but I have broken through the time loop. It is a very good day. Although, it would have been, I guess, it would have been nice having all that stream practice, knowing that any fuck-ups would just disappear the next time. So there is that, meaning that all the scuff in the stream is probably going to still be present, like seeing my completely not shoes that completely don't match the cosplay, and all that other stuff. But I am free. I am free at last. Wait, no, that's... Actually, it is February. And never mind. I am mixing up my references. Although at the same time, it feels like something's missing. The time loop may be over, but I feel like there's something intangible. I feel like I had a dream that's gone. Where's Maguka? Well, I guess it's time to read Faust Part 2. Although that isn't very romantic. shame because I do kind of want to keep this stream up, despite still recovering from shouting at people on the internet. But that means I can't look up references, especially since I've somehow managed to break out the time loop. So, anyways, now I can actually start planning for a Valentine's Day stream, because now I know I won't be doing the same day over and over and over again. And I'm definitely going to focus on romance for my Valentine's Day stream. Hold on, how much does it cost for an arming sword? Why do I not already have an arming sword? I have several swords. None of them are arming swords. I need a gambeson. But I don't have the... Actually, I really just don't have the time to make a gambeson. Although wearing a gambeson under the hot desert sun, it's almost starting to suck. I mean, wearing any heavy armor in the hot desert sun will suck. But no, if I do actual romances, most of the romances are set in Europe, where it's not nearly as hot. Was it Poiters? I am mispronouncing that. Or rather, I'm speaking like an Englishman. Minus the accent. Although, yeah, no, that's not it. That's Poiters is wrong war. That is definitely the wrong war. No, actually. Yeah, Tours makes more sense. With that's not Charlemagne, that's Charles Martel. Who... Yes. Very important, but I want to say he's the grandfather. I'm not an expert in French history. His grandson, yes. I am using the brain extension known as the internet because I can't remember the detail. Or rather, I thought I remembered them, but I wasn't sure, so I cheated. But it was Charlemagne who started the Carolingian Renaissance. Which of course is where Carolingian minuscule came from, is the Carolingian Renaissance. Yeah. People act like the Italian Renaissance is the only Renaissance in Europe, but there were several. People really misuse the term Dark Ages. Like, if you talk to any, like, the cringe Reddit atheists, they're like, oh, Christianity plunged Europe into a dark age. It's like, you clearly haven't studied history. There was all sorts of random shit going on back then. Not random shit. Like, there were tribes migrating, people coming in from the north, the west, everywhere else. It's more just the collapse of the Western Roman Empire that caused the Dark Age. It was called the Dark Age not because it was bad and dark, but because there weren't that many historical sources. So it was kind of a dark age in historical record because it was hard to find sources for older historians. And of course, like, I guess you can always bring up the... Oh, that reminds me of something very cringy I saw on Twitter. With some people like some pro-Islamic people bragging about sacking Constantinople. Which, one thing that happened very, very long ago, but also, it's not like they were the first ones to do it. The Crusaders beat them to it. So, really, the Ottoman empires were a bunch of Johnny-come-latelys. I just think that's a funny bragging point. Because they weren't the first ones. So really, that just makes the capture of Constantinople by the Ottomans just them getting the Crusaders' sloppy seconds. Okay, that is a very bad joke. I guess there is a such thing as having too much fun. I really should stop making jokes about the Crusaders sacking Constantinople. But it is maybe I'm just childish. I might be a bit childish. Just a little bit. Just a tiny bit of immaturity. That brings a childlike joy, a childlike sense of wonder and joy to this stream. You know, that sense of wonderment and amazement that inspires you to... Okay, I probably should shut up now. Maybe. I might want to consider shutting up. My mouth always runs away from me, and it causes all sorts of problems. But I guess I do need to practice my pronouncing French for my Valentine's Day stream. My Saint Valentine's Day stream. It's almost guaranteed not to be the most scuff Valentine's Day stream, because that goes to the Saint Valentine's Day stream I did that involved a Thompson, because it's Saint Valentine's Day. You have to have a Thompson submachine gun. Of course, I say that. Really, I just need to actually remember to pick up the brass. There might be a lot of spent brass on the floor in this room, for some reason. And while I could clean it up, it's funnier just not to. So it's like, hey, welcome to Atropa's sewing room. Ignore the piles of spent brass by the window. guess I'm gonna have to read a few books on the Crusades before my romance stream. Because nothing is more romantic than knights going on quests, fighting off monsters and Saracens, and rescuing maidens and converting respected enemies to their own side. Yeah, if you actually read The Matter of France, that's like half of the fights. It's like, I challenge you to a duel, and if I win, you have to convert. And then it's like, and then Roland defeated so-and-so. And then baptized him there in the waters, and he became a respected Christian instead of a respected foe. It's really weird that way. Like, actually, like, reading, like, The Matter of France is super interesting. And then there's fucking Astolfo, who is just... He flew off on the back of his magical horse and went to the earthly paradise, and there he met several prophets who said, in order to regain Roland's lost wits, you need to fly to the moon. So yeah, and unfortunately, if you end up exposed to any Japanese media, that colors your view of it. Because instead of imagining a weird knight doing magical stuff, you just imagine fate, Astolfo. But then he dies. Then he dies fighting the Saracens, because it's a medieval romance. That's the romantic thing to do. It's either that or try and find the Holy Grail. And Astolfo didn't find the Holy Grail. He just, yeah. That is too much fun. That is way too much fun. I don't know why that just... I guess I just... I don't know why, but the Magica soundtrack works so good on Harp. That is too much fun. That is absolutely too much fun. I'm having nothing but too much fun. Just doing that. I should not just do that, but I'm having way too much fun doing that. Oh wait, the time loop got set back again. Like, I'm back in the time loop. Problem fixed, I think. Okay, I think I should start looking for people to raid, because I actually need to let my voice rest after it hasn't recovered from screaming at people on the internet. So I should find people to raid. Actually, I think Bodega is having a birthday stream. Probably should consider rating her. Because, yeah, birthday stream. She may be a New Yorker. I don't have anything positive to say about New Yorkers. But I probably should rate her and say happy birthday. And I'm going to try and stream at least once this week, now that it is the new week instead of that time loop. Although I'm actually pretty busy, so I might only be able to stream once this week. And then on the 14th, I will be doing a stream about romance. Romance, adventure, songs of love for crusading, and other such romantic things. So let's raid Bodega. Because, of course. And I'm finally free of this time loop.